I competed in my very first Pokemon Regionals event and I loved it. I have been playing the official competitive Pokemon format, VGC, for about a year now, just trying out niche teams and team building funny Pokemon compositions, as I would say, but I always played the game on and off and never really that competitively. But as 2026 has approached, I finally decided to enter my very first Regionals tournament, and for that, I went to the Prague Regionals. I hit up one of my friends who I play and discuss VGC with, Sven, and asked him if he was down to go to Prague with me in order to compete together. He told me he was down, so he bought our tickets, we got the hotel booked, and prepared absolutely nothing for the tournament. You see, when we bought the tickets, Pokemon Champions just got released, and I have personally been playing Champions more than that I prepared for the Regionals tournament. And for your guys' information, the Prague Regionals was planned to be a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet tournament, and Pokemon Champions had nothing officially planned yet. So, because I was addicted to the early stage of Champions, I lost track of time and only had 4 days left to prep for the regionals in Prague. There are different regulations within Scarlet and Violet, and the regulation we are in as of this video is Regulation I, which means I can bring 2 restricted Pokemon with me to the tournament. Now, what are restricted Pokemon, you might ask? Well, restricted Pokemon are essentially legendary Pokemon that are just super strong, simply said. Now, since I already have a Shiny Zacian and Kyogre from Pokemon Go, I decided to build my team around that, but I wanted to stand out with this archetype. If only there was something I could do with this team to stand out for my first tournament. That would be awesome, but what do I do? And then it surged my mind. There was this guy, Andrew, in the regionals for Orlando that used a certain Pokemon alongside Kyogre and Zacian. And that Pokemon is Poliwag. Poliwag is coincidentally one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, and I really got inspired to bring it with me. And what makes Poliwag so cool in this team is that Poliwag gets Swift Swim, which doubles the speed of the Pokemon in rain, and you could pair it really good with Kyogre's Drizzle, which sets up rain, and Poliwag gets some really cool support moves that are really useful. So, that said, I know how to stand out. I essentially copied Andrew's team because I had zero prep. Sorry Andrew, but thank you very much as well. So, here I am, on the way to Prague with Sven, and only now we are building the team. Yeah, one day before the first day of the regionals, and we've done nothing but conceptualize the team. So, we arrive at the hotel and we start grinding the team. I think it took us about 4 hours, and then we headed to bed to wake up fresh to get on our way to the venue. So, today's the day. Prague Regionals is here, and we came just in time. Me and Sven are exploring a bit until we get to our first round. We get to hear an announcement that the first pairings are online, so we check our phone to see what table we were supposed to be at. And mind you, there were hundreds and hundreds of tables, so it was confusing at first, but they were all in order and I just had to get used to it. I go to my table and I see my opponent and I start greeting them. They were super nice, and I told them that I was new to all of this, and they started talking about how regionals work and how nice people are, and it brought me to some form of comfort. What wasn't nice is that I got absolutely destroyed in my first round. I forgot to mention that these rounds are a best of 3 format, and I need 6 wins out of my 8 games in order to advance to day 2. And versus my first round opponent, I lost my games super fast. It just shows how big of a level these events are, and that people are driven to win, especially in the earlier rounds. Also, quick reminder that I tried taking notes per turn as to what was happening, but I couldn't write fast enough and make decisions each turn. So I was super disoriented each turn this entire tournament, and so I can't accurately describe how each turn went, but I'll give a brief rundown on what happened each match. Round 1 was a pretty difficult match to me. They were running Terrapogus, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Incineroar, Sinistcha, Ogerpon Hearthflame, and Miraidon. And like I mentioned earlier, I got absolutely destroyed. It was the first match of the day, or should I say the first match in the last 3 weeks, because I did not touch Scarlet and Violet in that amount of time. Yeah, I'm screwed, I know.
Alright, so first game is over. I lost quite hard, I'm not gonna lie. The guy I was having, he had an insane team. I don't know. He was a nice guy though. I think a lot of people in these conventions are pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. On to the next game, whenever that might be. I don't know, we'll see.
Round 2 went pretty alright. I went up against Calyrex Shadow, Raging Bolt, Zamazenta, Rillaboom, Tornadus, and Urshifu Rapid Strike. I feel like I played pretty good, but not as good as I wanted it to go. I got really lucky in my first game, but threw everything because of one huge misplay and got absolutely destroyed in my second game. Yeah, I'm going 0-2 right now, and it's not going that well.
All right, so I lost my second game. Might be a little bit cooked, I'm not gonna lie. Person I went up against was really nice though. So far I've had a pretty good experience. No, I'm really bad at it. There's a lot of people here. It's really cool. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm just gonna wait for the third round and hope that I don't do too bad the rest of the rounds.
Round 3 went really good for me. My opponent was playing Farigiraf, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Calyrex Ice, Incineroar, Whimsicott, and Miraidon. I played the match perfectly the way that I wanted to, and Kyogre did such an amazing job for me. Yo, shout out to the biggest fish in the ocean, Us!
Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I did pretty good on my third game, I feel like. I actually even won. Look, I won. I'm happy. Third game went pretty good. We're gonna go to our fourth game in, I think, about a couple minutes. I'm waiting for my homeboy to be done with his game. I think he's gonna win his game as well, I hope at least. So stay tuned. Let's hope that the fourth game goes really well. Stay tuned.
Round 4 went less good. My opponent was playing Miraidon, Calyrex Shadow, Incineroar, Clefairy, Rillaboom, and Whimsicott. I don't remember much from that match other than knowing that I lost that match. It wasn't going too well, and I'm already going 1-3, but it couldn't get worse though, right? Round 5 was a bit hectic. They were running Dragonite, Amoonguss, Calyrex Shadow, Chien-Pao, Zamazenta, and Ogerpon Rock. And well, the only clip that I have is my Serena knocking out their Ogerpon Rock with Triple Axle, but for the rest, I got doomed to my death. And I lost that game. And at this point, I'm 1-4. And I knew I wasn't going to go too far. But I was still going to play all my matches because why not? I came here to play games. I came here to play Pokemon. So let's just keep going, right? But with round 6, it went pretty good. The match is finally in my favor as my opponent is playing Groudon, Kingambit, Raging Bolt, Lunala, Entei, and Whimsicott. This means hello Kyogre and Raichu. That's right, I finally won a match after so long, putting us at 2-4. Now, I have 2 rounds left, but I don't have any recorded or noted down because I was dead ass exhausted throughout the entire day and my brain went autopilot. But I ended up 3-5 and was happy enough with the standings. I wasn't gonna make it to day 2 and I was expecting that with 0 prep and 0 practice. So I was primarily socializing with the people I was with over there. So to everyone who I met and talked to and you stumble upon this video, thank you for being there and making memories with me. I hope to see you guys again. But that also goes for everyone that attends these tournaments. So if you ever see me, just come over and say hi. I don't bark or bite. The first day ended. Sven and I went back to the hotel and were completely exhausted. We evaluated the day and came to a conclusion which you might have expected. We have enjoyed every single moment of the event. Something that we both agreed on is that the vibe inside the venue and event was awesome. Since I didn't make it to day 2 of the official tournament, I decided to join the side event, which was a Pokemon Champions tournament. Now, when it comes to Pokemon Champions, that was a game I didn't properly prep for either, but I did play it like at least 2 hours every day. So day 2 comes, Sven and I register for the Pokemon Champions tournament and I do so well. I'm eventually going 3-1 and I start going up against Michael fucking Kelsch. Don't know who Michael Kelsch is? Brother has 3 regional tournament titles as of this video being online, was a world's top finalist in 2023, world's top 4 finalist in 2024, and world's top 8 finalist in 2025. These are insane stats and titles and I was honored to play against him. So I sit down at this table and I tell Michael, hey Michael, listen, we can't play this game unless we take a selfie. And then I pop this selfie. That was definitely a really cool highlight of the day, other than the fact that I actually hit 5-2 in the tournament, which I find really cool. I'm not gonna lie, going 5-2 on a tournament, I mean, my first tournament as well, I was happy. I'm not gonna lie, I was really happy. But I didn't make it to the top cut, sadly. So, yeah. After the Champions Tournament, Sven and I sat down to watch the rest of the Prague Regional Finals, and it was really awesome. It was basically all about 2 Smeargles fighting for the speed advantage, and it was kind of funny. So that was cool for sure. And then I took a picture with the champion of the tournament, Louis. Shout out to this guy. So the Prague regionals ended. The next day, Sven and I explored the rest of the city in Prague and caught our flight back home, preparing for our Utrecht regionals tournament. Who knows what I will bring there? One way to find out, I suppose. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I definitely had a lot of fun memories to share here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But Utrecht Regionals is going to be another video, another banger time. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. And yeah, until next time, guys, see ya.